You have somebody who sees what is going on with you. I can see in which state of the mind somebody maybe is. And because my state of mind is somewhere else and not caught in negativity, if there is a connection between you or me or whoever, it's good to have people, to have friends, to have family that can pull you out of the hole. One possibility. But these must be people who are not in the same state of the one that needs to come out. Sometimes you talk about people in a low frequency field and people in a higher frequency field. You need to be in a higher frequency to pull the lower one up. Other ways, you don't have somebody who is able to pull you, which means you maybe need to help yourself, which again has then to do with step by step. You need to build yourself up, and it's not going to be easy. It's just not going to be easy. When it comes to this negativity, either you find the right methods, merge together with your own effort to do something about it, which is the hard way, or you're lucky enough to have friends, a surrounding, a family who, at least for the beginning, can give you that additional support for you to keep moving. But the question is same like with the habits of watching at the phone. Why are you negative at the moment? It's the consequence. Look at the past weeks, look at the past months, look at the past life. Who are your friends? What have you spent time in? What did you do? In Asia, sometimes there is something what we call cause and effect, like apple seed leads to apple tree, orange seed leads to orange tree. It doesn't happen that you plant an apple seed and you get orange tree. It doesn't happen. So that also means right now you are so negative. Right now you're caught in the trap. What is it that brought you in there? So what you're looking at right now is the effect is you're negative. What are the causes that brought this negativity? And that also again makes you already a little bit more wise, knowing where maybe to start the adjustment. With the causes, start removing step by step the causes that ultimately were leading to your depression, to your negativity, to your attitude that you have right now. The person you are right now is like the summary of the past actions. Who are you going to be in the future? Everything you do from this moment on. That's the future. I come to the conclusion, there's something you can do about your life, and there is something you have no influence on. And this is where there's no other way for me to have trust as a fundamental basis of knowing the ultimate essence is a true essence, a good essence, which just tries to you meet. And why do you meet? Because maybe there's a lesson to learn from each and every one. And what the one has, you maybe not yet. And so the exchange starts, and all with the one purpose, probably, to bring out the best version and best potential about what you can become. I think this is it. Because I think this is where the essence flows through your whole being. You do it with your heart, or better, you don't do it at all. You do it with your heart, chances are super high, it's fulfilling. Nothing to look for. You do it by thinking, you do it because of rational decision without the heart being involved. It's okay to a certain extent, but you're going to reach the limit. Your life's going to be functional. It's not going to be fulfilling. The message in a way is, whatever you do, it's good to integrate the heart, to integrate and ask what is the underlying feeling in your average day. Every human being can be your teacher. The ones that meet out on the street, how can you tell? It's the one that triggers something inside of you. Because why can they trigger? What does it mean if a strange person you meet on the street triggers something inside of you? A strange person. It just means he has just more power about you at the moment than you yourself. So how can it be a stranger is doing it? That is the magic about finding out what is your lesson to learn. And this is like, okay, what can I take out from the situation when I am triggered? And this is happening continuously throughout the day. You just observe yourself. Sometimes the email can be your trigger. The phone call can be your trigger. Everything can be your teacher. Especially the things that are triggering me and that do not consciously come from me, that catch my attention meanwhile. If my days are going too good, if I feel too good, sometimes I ask myself, maybe I got stuck. Maybe I just stopped growing. Because continuously growing, continuously developing yourself means there must be something in your week, in the months that you are facing, which is a new challenge to you. Because if you are comfortable with everything all the time, what does it mean? It means you are just repeating the past all the time. You are finding yourself inside the comfort zone. That's why it feels comfortable. Because you've witnessed it already too many times. It's repeated too often. The pattern is inside already. Breaking out, hitting the limit. This is when you asked about optimistic or pessimistic, actually I had in the mind already. Realistic, I wanted to say, but yeah, both of it. Realistically, optimistic is a nice one, yes. What now I regard as being my lifetime. Having this body. I don't know what comes afterwards. The only thing, at least for me, maybe you would say it's a belief. I would say I trust it. I just can't imagine it's zero. I can't imagine that from something right now, zero, finished, nothing anymore. Why in Asia we use these pictures, yeah? We look into the sky, you see there's the cloud. A few hours later the cloud has disappeared. But why? Because the cloud just transformed its essence into rain. So the rain, it's raining. Then suddenly the rain is gone. Where is it? It's in the ground right now, been taken by the plants. The plants taking it again, afterwards bringing out the fruits. Would the fruit be there without the cloud in the first place? I don't think so. So there is something about, something appears, but therefore something else disappears. There's a transformation to it. And now to come back to the question, are humans ultimately good or ultimately bad? It depends on how far does the connection trace back, which made their coming into this world right now possible. If we, the both of us, would look into the mirror right now, just look at the shape of our face, and then compare it, let's say, to a picture of our grand ancestors, you definitely see there is some similarities. Even so, I never met them in person. They were all dead already when I was alive, many generations back. So what it means for me is that there is something which I, in the moment I was born, had in the information of my body, probably DNA, I don't know how you call it, which traces back to many, many generations in the past. Did I have influence on how my nose looks, how my eyes look? No. I was placed into this earth based on many constellations that were determined already before I become conscious of it. But only having body doesn't make us human. Sometimes we say body and mind, body and soul, body and spirit. So the body we have. So where does the spirit, the soul, and the mind, the essence of this come from? And there I also think it traces back dependent on what is collected inside your soul, inside your spirit, inside your essence. And this is then ultimately determining, are you good or are you bad? This is what I meant. So it's hard to say. Some people are maybe born with the essence of, let's say, good, and other people, they carry another essence, an evil spirit. I don't know. There should be nothing inside a human mind that is able to drive you if you don't consciously want it. Doesn't matter what it is, no matter what type of drive it is, no matter if it is an addiction, if it's your partner even. To be driven by something simply means life is not in your hands in that moment. But in order to be able to get the full potential out from you, it should be in your hands. That's the whole point about it. The whole point about why training, why disciplining, is in order to get the full power and potential into your own hands. You are the one who consciously actually wants to build your life. I don't want to outsource it. And therefore, I also don't want that my life is being driven by anything else except by my conscious decision. Therefore, is it a weakness when you are being driven by it? I would consider it like this. But why is it there in the first place? Well, maybe to exactly display to you where your limitation is right now. What are the areas for you with the highest possibility for breakthrough? I'm actually more or less just preparing to get more and more to the unknown. I have no concrete idea where it's going to lead. But it just really came recently to my life that stop the planning. I planned the first half of my lifetime. The first 40 years was full of planning, was full of ideas that I tried to put into the world, where I think I have to put something into the world. Now it's about balance. Now maybe it's time where I don't do the planning. I wait. There is simply this term of energy. Energy by nature, you cannot see it. Once energy starts to focus or concentrate itself in certain amounts, things start to take form. So that means everything that has the form, everything that starts manifesting, is a type of condensed, locked energy. How does the energy get locked? How does the energy condense? Energy follows intention or thoughts. This is where the energy goes. What you think about, this is the nourishment of the energy. You continuously place your intention in some direction, your thought in some direction. From this, what I just explained before, is absolutely possible that this is the reason why things suddenly start to manifest and pop up visibly in your life, because it's a lot of thinking power that went into there, which time over time started collecting, condensing so much energy, so much lifetime of yours, that it comes. So, in which direction can you now use this understanding, this ultimate creativity of the mind, this ultimate possibility of us humans being able to create something with the mind that at the moment actually doesn't even exist yet? Somebody must have seen something in the mind before even it was built. So everything starts here. You can use it to serve humanity, or use the creative power, creating all types of threats, horror scenarios, conflicts that are also possible to come. And this is now the question: for what are you going to use the power of the mind? Congratulations that the first very important step you already have achieved, which is you can see yourself. You have realized that issue about yourself. You're able to see it. You are able to identify it, that it's present. Why? If you don't know where the problem is located, you cannot fix it. So we know where it is. Also in the way of how you expressed it exactly. There is something about habit going on. Habit meaning a continuous action which in a way always repeats over and over again. Something that repeats over and over again means there is some type of continuity or conditioning that took place. So who and what conditioned us to have these habits? People have now different answers. The work, the society, the why is it you follow upon this trend or whatever it is. Something is conditioning you. You have been conditioned by something. By what? So find out by what. Is it your friends that you spend time around with all the time because they do it all the time, so you took over their habits as well? So that means number one is identifying from where are your habits coming from. And now there are two ways. Get rid of the habit. How? By replacing it with the habits you want to have. We humans are habitual beings, meaning what you do often, this you become. So if you want to cultivate something, let's just call it healthy right now, more healthy lifestyle, that just means you need to do more healthy things on a regular basis. If you want to get rid of the habit of looking at the phone and the screen, what does it mean? You have to reduce that type of habit. How to do it? Minimize the amount of doing exactly that. You minimize of what you don't want to have in your lifetime, and you start to increase what you would like to, let's say, in that case, replace it with. Sometimes people can't do it by themselves. What to do? This is why we have organizations, retreat centers, or things like this, workshops, seminars. These are always places where you get that support sometimes if you can't do it by yourself. I think the worst thing that could happen in this lifetime is that one day I get old, sit somewhere, look back at my life, and say, I wasted my lifetime. This is maybe also related to fear, so really wasting my lifetime. Wasting the possibilities that have been given to me, but out of whatever reason you were blind, out of whatever reasons you were distorted, and you missed it. This is something which is really like regretting. Therefore, very carefully, I started to ask myself how to avoid, how to minimize the risk that this day could come like this. And therefore, I became very, very aware and very, let's say, careful also where I spent my energy. Is some ideas, how can I better channel it? How can I make use of the potential that I have? I think one way is of the things that I'm trying to share with you, because this is what I see. But on the other side, you can't have everything in this world. If you commit to one direction, sometimes it's not possible to, at the same time, be exactly as committed to another direction. Times are changing, the universe is changing, ideas are changing, preferences are changing, everything is changing. Humans are changing, I am changing. If you don't cultivate it, the master will not come out from you. It is you yourself who needs to do the work. You do the work with the right methods, and that master will come out. You are going to be your own master. You don't need to live the life for anybody else. Live it to the fullest possibilities of what you are capable of. And this is what I just expressed as, that's what I call self-mastering. Yes, full responsibility about your own life. Since I entered this room, I'm here. So my mind is not fluctuating. I don't think about what I'm going to do later, what I'm going to do tomorrow. At the moment, what matters to me is, the only thing I know what is real is this conversation of you sitting opposite of me. This is like, for me, what matters. People can feel if you are with them or not with them. I think this is also like a type of respect of knowing our time on this earth is finite. Let's respect. Let's give the necessary respect to the people you are spending your time with. And one way of is expressing this is by being present. Because elsewise the question is just, why would you spend anywhere where you are walking if you don't really want to be there? If you think it's a waste of time to be somewhere, this is why you're drifting off. Why are you there in the first place then? This idea of what is called as be in the here and now, be in the present moment. What does it actually express? It expresses alignment. And that's what very often may be missing. Alignment. Inside of yourself, you think about something, what you really want. You think about what you really want, but your words say something differently. And your actions are also, again, a complete other area. So you think this, you say that, and you do this. And then it's like, okay, 3 areas. How should the power of the universe know what you want? If you, for yourself, are already separated into 3 beings, but if what you carry in your heart, carry in your mind, speak out and act upon it, if all these 3 things are together, it's super easy for the universe, or however you call, to understand this is what he or she really wants. Here it is. Because there's no doubt about it. Because it's pure. Because it's direct. Because it's no disturbance, no interference. It's clear. And this is where I think like this power comes from. And this clarity of body, mind, thought, word, action, this you can only observe about yourself in the present moment. And this is why I think it matters in a way. If there is some influence you have upon your life consciously, then I think the best timing to do the adjustments is now. It's the present moment. If there's something to adjust about yourself, to take your life into your hands, let's say, it can only happen now.